In order to broadcast has come out a special kind of communique which has come in since the 9 o'clock news. Please stand by.
It's very good for its fire safety at the moment.
It seems like Tom's bus from Exeter has broken down. This is just what we don't want. I wonder what's happening in the yard, down by the signal box just now. We've got the store manager. He seems to be coming across with his assistant from the NFS and checking things to make sure everything's fireproof and safe. And I don't think the lady NFS officer is going to be too pleased with what she sees today. There's a wooden shed by the tracks. They've got a broken down bus. Nobody seems to know what on earth is going on today. And it's all just a little too hot. And to complicate matters, Much to the relief of the firemen, the bombing and the fighting have faded away and gone off, and now they can focus in safety for putting out the fires. And yet, unbeknownst to them, at the back of the shed, there's a little fire burning, and no one has yet to see it except the guys who know their moonshines in it. There's no more water in the stirrup buckets. The firemen think everything's fine, but they don't realise at the background the shed is about to burst into flame. Senior fire officer has been alerted. He's not going to call the all clear on the ground until he knows. Oh, there it goes. Tom's distill of his moonshine has gone up in smoke and flame. And so the sausages and the bacon. So now, not knowing what's inside the shed, Senior Fire Officer organises both the foam branch and the spray water. And here they're using the spray nozzle to do a wide dispersal to make sure the ground all around is dampened and wet to prevent fire travelling into the tracks and into the verges, while the other firemen spray foam around the area. This is not what they wanted. They thought it was just going to be a simple one fire today, but in fact we've had a delayed fire in the shed. These incendiaries were vicious. They would burn very hot, quietly burn through, and then suddenly set the whole thing alight. So now the job is on. They've got to get this fire under control. There's been too many fires along the verges of the train tracks. They don't want this here. This is the station. Got to get this fire under control as quickly as possible. You'll often see the firemen taking different positions with their hoses, depending on what they're needing to do. Often if the pressure's very high, you'll have two people to help hold and control the jet. With the foam pack, often you've got two guys, one of them holding, the other one controlling the amount of foam going through. If the water pressure required is slightly low, or you're doing the spray, sometimes you just have one fireman kneeling down on the ground, steadying the whole hose, using the ground as a stabiliser. The guys from the station are just standing there looking very, very unhappy. Despite their best efforts, moonshine, sausages, bacon, and their afternoon tea has all gone up in smoke. And in fact, ladies and gentlemen, all the residents of areas have to be fully appraised of where their bucket and stirrup pumps and water supplies were available. It was very common that the first line of fire could be you, your daughter, your husband, your son, your brother, standing there with a bucket and a stirrup pump, putting out the fires in your own houses, your back gardens, because when they dropped a lot of these incendiaries, anywhere up to 1,800 per plane, it was you in your home, in your workplace, who was the first call to fight the fire. And although today the guys from the yard and from the bus company thought they'd done a good job on the shed, it was afraid it was just too little. They really did need the National Fire Service to help them. And as you can see here, they're busy spraying water all along the bank, and this is more important actually now than the shed. The shed can just burn. What they need to do is contain the fire by making sure that all the train tracks and all the verges are soaked with water so that they do not catch fire. Once they are soaked, they will then take their attention to the shed and put that out. Now that they've got a second amount of water. They've managed to get a hydrant. They've run the hoses. They've now got 2 hoses onto the shed. And now the fire will be put out very, very quickly. Our firefighters today are wearing traditional National Fire Service uniform, thick woolen trousers and jackets. In this job they will have gotten very wet, but wool doesn't burn, it singes. It soaks up water, so it's quite heavy. So in many respects it was acting as a barrier against heat. It was preventing our firefighters from getting burnt or scorched, and unlike a lot of modern fabrics, it just wouldn't burn until it was really roasted. But in this situation, wool was a very good protector against fire. Along their legs they've got wet legs. That's to try and help them keep dry on their legs and their feet, especially if they were having to wade through water. Right, an axe has been brought out. They want now to make sure that this shed is really truly gone. They're going to take it out, break it up, so that they can get the jets inside and cool down the whole area. As you can imagine, the heat you're experiencing today was not uncommon for a lot of these firefighters, even in winter, as houses and manufacturing places would be, factories, ammunitions, as those went up, the place got very, very hot. So they had to learn how to cope with the heat, stay hydrated, and fight a fire no matter how uncomfortable they were. The store manager and the NFS lady officer has come out. He's not happy. That was his tea room as well. He's calling the lads over, wants to know why it went up so quickly. He wasn't aware that Tom had put his distillery for his moonshine in there. And now we're just waiting. As soon as the senior fire officer gives us the all clear, we know this place is safe for other people to enter. And ladies and gentlemen, the shed still stands because of the National Fire Service, but not quite in the same condition as Tom, the store manager, and all the employees were hoping. And what you can see in the background now is one of the firemen. He's cleaning out one of the hoses. He's walking along to drain out the hose to make sure that it's all empty and ready to be rolled up for the next call out. Senior fire officer is coming to the signal box because he needs to inform the signalman of the state of affairs in the yard. Okay, the signalman's been told that the fire is out, the station's now clear and safe for any other traffic and trains to come in. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Fire Service. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed this afternoon's air raid.
May we have a copy, please? Or we'll come over.
the bit